In order to understand how to put a picture in, we're going to have to go make a picture real quick, a very simple one. Okay, let's go to Photoshop for this. And what I did here is I'll just go new. I need 100 pixels by 100 pixels. I hit OK. And then I make a new layer. Okay. Then I go in and pick a color. Any color. And make a dot with the brush. Easy enough. Let's take the last layer and trash it by dragging it into the trash, leaving this opacity in the background. Anything that you see as far as checkers are concerned, that's opacity. So we have a green dot. Simple enough. Let's save it as something. You could save these as two different things, a JPEG or a PNG. There's also GIF. I'm going to do PNGs for these. It's a lossless compression that allows you to not lose any quality. So button 2. I already have a button because I already put that in. As far as that's concerned, you do not need button. You can name this one button 2, button, doesn't really matter. As long as it's a PNG. Alright, let's go back to Dreamweaver. This, the image tag, is kind of broken down into 3 or 4 different parts. One is the source, second is the alt, then width, and then height. Okay, so we have to kind of remember that. Now, let's go in and add some code. Here, we're going to insert an image. We'll go opening bracket, Img. And just to make this so it's easier to read for you, I'm going to choose to put this somewhere else. So right below everything in the body tag, I'll start this. Okay, opening brackets, Img, space. What's the very first one? Well, the very first one is source. Okay, so SRC, and you can see the little chain, and then it says browse. Well, I'm going to browse out and choose button. Good. So image source button. What happens? Let's go to design. Okay, looks like it needs something. What is that? Let's close off the bracket. Then go back to design, and we have the button. That's pretty cool. But we're missing a few things. Remember, there's 4 parts. There's an alt, a width, and a height. The alt is really not needed, but I'll show you what it is. So if I mouse over the top of this, nothing happens. After the quote, let's type alt. Let's go to alt, and we'll say green dot. Okay, now let's go back to design and see what happens. Let's mouse over the top of it when it's live. Let's go to preview in Firefox, hit save. Let's mouse over the top of it. And sooner or later what will happen is it'll say green dot, even though it's blue. Duh. Oh well. And usually it says it down here. So an alt tag, it just, let's say this dot disappears. Well, in its replace, it'll say green dot. In this case, it's blue. So we can change that by going in here to code and type in blue dot. So as I said, not very needed, but it's nice just in case the graphic goes away in like 10 years and something's there to replace it. Next, width. Right now, this dot is 100. Let's say I wanted to change that and we get 300. And right now, if I went there, it'd look kind of silly. Now, height. and I'll make that 300. It's good to always keep width and height, even though you could just do width and or just do height. But it's good to have both of them. It makes it very URL friendly or page friendly. Okay, let's go to design, and you can see it's 300 all right, but it's very pixelated. Now all that information was now inserted here, width, height, source, alt, so it all located here too. But you got to understand that you must learn the basics. You must understand what the code looks like, because if something gets goofed up, you know how to change it. And I always find it very easy for me to change something because I know the code. I always teach the students code first and then design. So that is the image source. Well, what can I do with that? Well, check this out. I could copy this and add it to my link. So let's make another link in here. Let's copy this. So here's that link. This time I'm going to take the source, copy it, and put it in where it says this is a link. Paste it in there. Now we've combined two different things. We combined a attribute with an image tag. What happens? Let's go to design, and there we go. Two dots side by side, but when I go to preview this in Firefox, you're going to find out the blue dot on the left hand side is a link, and the link goes to page 2. The other one is just a picture. So that's how you combine things together as far as HTML is concerned. Now that we have some of the basics, let's move on some more basics. There's tons of basics, so let's move on.